Today, as we mark the 20th anniversary of the passing of the great statesman Lakshman Kadirgamar, we gather in deep gratitude to honor a life of purpose and unwavering service to Sri Lanka. Born in Jaffna in April 1932, he was nurtured from Sri Lanka's rich cultural fabric, which he cherished all the time. At Trinity College, Kandy, he excelled in both academics and sports. After earning a law degree from the University of Ceylon, he passed with distinction from Ceylon Law College and was admitted to the bar in 1955. He later studied at Balliol College, Oxford, where he became president of the Oxford Union, reflecting his intellect and global vision.
Because I am very much a product of Sri Lanka. I had my schooling there, my first university was there, I went to the law college, and by the time I came to Oxford as a postgraduate student, well, I was a reasonably mature person. Oxford, I think, was the icing on the cake, but the cake was baked at home.
His early career spanned borders. As a lawyer and international civil servant, including at the International Labour Organization in Geneva and the World Intellectual Property Organization, he deepened his global insight.
One of the great professional contributions of Lakshman Kadirgamar, who was the director of our Asia and Pacific Bureau, was to spread awareness in a very burgeoning Asia, growing Asian economies, of the value and importance of intellectual property.
His appointment as the Foreign Minister of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka in 1994 marked an epoch in the modern history of Sri Lanka's diplomatic spectrum. He brought with him wisdom, experience, and more than all, a deep love for Sri Lanka.
Honorable Kadirgamar was much more than an outstanding lawyer and diplomat. He was a visionary leader who believed in the unity, dignity, and the strength of common national identity. He championed the values of inclusion and reconciliation long before they became global aspirations. One of his most enduring contributions to Sri Lanka and the international community was his instrumental role in securing the recognition of the Day of Vesak by the United Nations. The adoption of Resolution 54/150 titled International Recognition of the Day of Vesak in 1999 not only honored the spiritual heritage of Sri Lanka and the Buddhist world, but also carried forward a message of peace, compassion, and understanding to the global stage. His strategic diplomacy led to greater cooperation with global partners in countering terrorism. With steadfast courage, he articulated Sri Lanka's case on the world stage, advocating for a future in which all communities could coexist free from the threat of violence. His legacy in the fight against terrorism endures as a testament to his vision for a secure and harmonious Sri Lanka. We cherish his commitment to strengthening democratic institutions and thereby to preserving unity and diversity in a pluralistic society. His life continues to inspire all of us who are entrusted with the responsibility of shaping Sri Lanka's future. As we move forward in building a thriving nation and beautiful life for our people, may his memory and his ideals guide us towards a unified, peaceful, and prosperous Sri Lanka.
Among his many One of the remarkable achievements was the stewardship of Sri Lanka's resolution at the United Nations in 1999 to recognize Vesak as an international day together with the other like-minded nations, reflecting his belief in the unifying power of spiritual and cultural values. On the world stage, he gave voice not just to policy but to values, dignity, peace, and global cooperation.
Giving up a lucrative career as a lawyer, Lakshman entered politics to serve the country to promote peace and harmony. He was a nationalist with an international outlook. He knew very well the risk he would encounter by his brave public stance against terrorism. He was prepared to pay the price for what he believed in. Lakshman was an innovative thinker, was a practitioner of an extraordinary range of issues in both domestic politics and international relations. As Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sri Lanka, he built a team of career diplomats to serve the country abroad. In his political life at home, he actively engaged in discussions with all political parties to bring about national unity. At Military Academy in Diathalavi in 1998, whilst addressing a passing out parade, Lakshman said that no sacrifice is too great to preserve the unity of all the people of Sri Lanka. He believed in that and made the supreme sacrifice for his country he loved so dearly. The tone of his philosophy is marked by a framed wall hanging in the office room of our residence, containing the often quoted lines from Shakespeare, "As you like it." All the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and entrances. This reflects his approach to public life. He entered the world stage, exited lovingly, and serving the country and beloved of his people.
A master of diplomacy and gifted orator, he strengthened and consolidated ties with global partners and elevated the international profile of Sri Lanka. His steadfast commitment to combating and curtailing all forms and manifestations of terrorism was crucial for Sri Lanka to break free from the shackles of terrorism. Above all, he was a servant of the people, committed to unity and democracy, and a believer of the strength of unity in diversity.
As the Sri Lanka's foreign minister, he not only groomed and mentored a generation of young foreign service officers, he mentored and guided many military officers, and I believe I belong to one of them. I briefly recall my brief association with him in 2005 as the Staff Hydrographic Officer of Sri Lanka Navy, when I worked very closely with the late minister, how he listened to us. He was full of years for us. We were young officers, and he was ready to listen to us, ready to see how we analyze things, how we foresee the future. So these qualities that he showed to us by action made our own career much brighter and better.
Today, His legacy is being reflected in the institutions like the Lakshman Kadirgamar Institute, which continue his vision of strategic engagement and meaningful diplomacy. May his wisdom continue to guide and inspire generations in Sri Lanka and across the world.